we finally have a chance to see how we stack up against some of the fastest motorsport creators on YouTube, pushing as hard as we can with some intense battles, and things don't all go to plan. Did you see my calamitous race? Welcome back to Callum Races. We're here at South Coast Karting, invited by Brad Philpot for a YouTuber race. It's going to be one of the most competitive rental karting races I've ever done, and it's going to be a load of fun, so stay tuned for this video. Just got here to South Coast Karting, and it's because of this man. Thank you, Brad.
It's all right.
Why are we here?
We're here because my channel members have very kindly supported me over the last year, and I wanted to give them some kind of race event to say thank you. But also, this particular track, South Coast Karting down here in Bournemouth, have just extended the circuit and got brand new karts. So it's a great opportunity to come and see something new and sample it and have a good race at the same time.
Yeah. But before we go and try out these karts, I did have to go around and have a chat to some of the other racers we'd be up against.
The air is cold, the air is hurting my face, so yeah, can't wait to get home.
I'm sorry. You can't wait to get home. You're done already.
The second I leave the house, I'm like, this was a mistake, this is awful.
Hello.
Van Gene, say hello.
Hi, I'm Van Gene, I'm saying hello.
What are your expectations for this one?
Way down the grid, because this is not weight equalised here.
We've also got Lewis, who I met at an Overdrive event a while back.
Overdrive.
What are your expectations for
So I used to race the championship here.
Did you?
Yeah, a few years ago.
Before it was changed?
Yeah, before it changed. So I know 50% of the track.
Okay.
50% I don't know, so...
All the flat-out corners you know.
I know, yeah, but I don't know all these infield bits.
And we've also got Scott Stuffy.
Hello, how's it going?
Do a lot of sim racing?
Yes.
How much karting do you do?
Not a lot. Nowhere near as much as the rest of the Missed Apex crew. So they all can't believe how slow I am in real life compared to how I am in my nice, comfortable, warm rig.
Yeah. All right, enough waffle. Time to check out the karts. These are brand new 200cc Honda Biz karts. And we're also going to check out this brand new circuit. So we went for a track walk. Have I got this right? We're all pretending we're looking at details that are going to matter in a minute. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Brad Philpot.
You'll be cut number 5.
Car number 5, where is she?
Callum McIntyre.
You'll be cut number 8.
8.
Full hand read.
Right, car 8. I hope you're good. I'm going to go middle on the seat. All the data in this video is going to be from this. So I'm going to make sure it's on. And thanks to VBox for lending me this VBox Sport to try out. And that's where we're going to get all the data on screen for this race. Time to check out this track. So as we get going, we're following number 1. And straight away we're going to throw it down the inside to try and get on with it. I knew Brad and a few other drivers were way up ahead, so I wanted to try and learn from them as much as we physically could. So you're seeing me here figuring it out for the first or second time live here. So as we go down this twisty back straight, pick up a little bit of speed. Again, these are 4-stroke karts, so not super fast. And around this double right-hander, really tricky corner actually here to carry the speed. Now we're into the trickiest braking zone of this circuit. Around this first hairpin, then a second hairpin in a chicane format. You're going to see those cones a lot today. And then round onto this back straight. Now those cones are actually what police the track limits at this circuit. So if you hit one of those cones, you immediately get a 3-second penalty. And let me tell you, we do get one of those by the end of this video. So here I'm experimenting different things, trying different curbs, trying to work out different lines here. Here I was a little bit more aggressive on the steering to try and get the tyres warmed up and get the kart rotated. But I was really suffering with some understeer here. And then once the kart did rotate, you kind of got all of it. So here was really tricky. So kart 1 comes back past us again. Now picking up a bit of pace, so I was happy to follow him through. We weren't quite into the qualifying session yet, so still just trying to learn here before we then go and take the white flag to signify the start of the quali session. Now this track, I'd never been to it before the change, but I really do think this circuit was excellent for these karts. Really, really good for close racing. As Perico Karting actually is going to have a look up the inside. Now we were surrounded by loads of great karting and motorsport YouTubers, Carl being one of them here, and he's going to have a look up the inside. I tried to cover it off, but he did still commit to that line. We bumped just a little bit. As we come through here, we are going to get started with the qualifying session. And so he does manage to try it around the outside, but with the layout of the turn 1 and 2, he's not going to find his way around there. And you can see here just the drive he gets out of the corner. He is a fair bit lighter than me, so I think that played into it, but also a much more experienced karter, especially in these 4-stroke rental karts. So it's good to see him here after watching a few of his videos. And you can see here on the long straight, he does just drive away from us. So after collecting a couple of those cones in that little battle, we do actually get a penalty, and that's going to take away that as a fastest lap. And now Walmid comes through, another karting YouTuber. Again, the standard here at the track today was super high, so I knew these guys. I mean, Walmid is a professional karter working for Club 100 as a test driver, so I don't mind him coming past me. So now we're into the qualifying session. I'm going to show you my fastest lap. Round into turn 1, trying to get good drive out of there. You could get just a little bit of oversteer and it would completely kill your momentum. Turning into this top corner, trying to get the kart pivoted again, foot flat on the floor all the way around this section, trying to get the drive as early as possible onto this long back straight. A little bit extra speed at the start really paid off at the end. Now as we come through here, I was trialing taking curbs, not taking curb. Here I found it better to avoid that while it was still cold. Turning it into this top corner, not quite clipping the apex, but it wasn't too bad. Now through this final complex and across the line. Now I knew I wasn't setting unbelievable lap times here, but we're about to see the standard of driver we're competing against.
You didn't say your fastest lap on that one, so the penny I gave you, we've discounted it.
That was brutal. Oh yeah, I got a penalty, but not on my fastest lap, so it didn't impact that. I think it was 8th or 9th, so we'll do all right with that. We'll see how B and C get on.
So after everyone had qualified on a warmer track and with warmer karts, I will say, we placed in the C final, which put us in a really tricky situation. We had to get a top 6 to be in with a chance of getting another race in.
When you first go out,
Paul is also wearing a camera for this one, so we'll see his perspective. All right, just about to go into the Prix C, which is our first race. I'm starting 4th or 5th, and I have to come at least 6th to get into the B final to have another race. If I get less than that, I'm out. So this is going to be a big race. Standing start, so it's going to be carnage. It's going to be about avoiding that. So, but yeah, we're here to have fun, or at least that's what we tell ourselves. We'll try and do that. We could have a race. No. Or let's wingman until the final couple laps. Wow, we nervous. Let's go. Big race, this one. We've got to do well. All right, we've got the inside for turn 1. Hopefully we can nab one here. Let's go. I'm excited. Thanks, Brad, for having us.
So 4 lights on, it was time to go. Just trying to shove this car off the line. Don't pick up super well. I tried down the inside and try and swing it all the way around the outside of this other car.
Oh, I lost it again.
And actually lose a place here. We do have an option to try around the outside here.
I lost one.
But there's just not the right line there.
I was trying to get around number 2. Let's go. We might have to defend into this bottom corner here. Tyres are very cold.
So I was being very careful of the tyres here down into that bottom corner. Just trying to find a way around here, but this is such a momentum track, but with very tight exits to the corners, it's hard to make use of that momentum.
Oh, that robbed all my momentum. I just touched him on the way through there. I keep having momentum when he's right there.
So I was going to have to try some different lines to try and find a way around the drivers in front here. Such a cagey race. We all knew we had to get 6th place to be in with a chance of getting to a final.
Battle in front, hopefully I can follow him through.
And actually, after we catch up here, a space opens up on the inside. I'm going to throw it down the inside, but can't quite keep the momentum on the way out. And actually, as we go down this straight, we are going to see our number with a contact board. Now, at the time, I thought this was going to be a penalty, but it was just a warning. But it really did panic me.
I got a penalty already.
But instead of worrying about that penalty, I should have been focusing on my driving.
I'm in danger of losing 6th here, so I'm going to have to make a move.
And those turned out to be famous last words. Worrying about the guys in front, I managed to lock up the rears and spin it. And from Paul's camera, you can see he got a great shot of me dropping on my own.
Oh no, that has gone terribly, terribly wrong.
And it had. We really had to push to try and save this 6th place. Now down in 8th, this was not a good second lap of our race. So following 19, now down in 8th, we're trying to find our way to get up to 7th and then chase down Paul for 6th. And actually we've got a red flag here, so we're going to have to pull over and stop. I believe the leader's cart broke down. So once the marshals got this all sorted, it was going to be a single file restart. Now, this did do me a big favour in that it bunched the pack right up again, giving me a final chance to try and claw my way back up to 6th here. So we're robbed of a bit of momentum there again after bumping the car in front. Paul's having a great battle in front. Number 19 is going to be our next target. We have to find a way around this driver in front to still be in with the chance of getting this. I believe there are 3 or 4 laps left. At the time in the car, I had no idea, based on the red flag and how long that took, etc, etc. So we're going to have a look here. He's going to open up a way on the inside, and we do manage to go down the inside. I was worried about hitting a track limit cone there, and actually, because he bumps Paul, we managed to follow Paul through down the inside. We're pushing him down the front straight. He's covering off the inside, so we can't have a look up the inside. Slide slightly on the way through there. I'm going to try and have a look up the inside of this hairpin, but actually it's not quite on. He has got the momentum. We get the kart rotated, trying to get a good drive out and down the back straight. And no way round just yet. I was really pushing, you can tell here. I was so frustrated after that mistake earlier. I was absolutely dead set on trying to retrieve this result. Trying around the outside, but no way through. Again, just bumping him and losing momentum here. So where I'm used to racing Paul on lawnmowers, we're now in carts. My father-in-law ahead in one cart. And actually through here goes a little bit wide. I'm trying to find my way through. I will be robbing him of a final here if we do get through. So I'm pushing him. He has spotted me, gives me a thumbs up, covers off the inside. And as we go through it, I'm trying to get a run on the way out, just trying to keep it tidy through that first section. And actually waves us through.
Legend.
Afterwards, we were talking about this, and Paul said he couldn't find a way past the guys in front, so I was hoping I could do that and drag him through this pack. So we're up into 6th. We have got our way through to the final, but I'm trying to make sure that Paul gets through as well. So as we follow the carts ahead, we're trying to gain through this section, trying a little bit of that curb there, and actually through there it really helped cut down on distance, and also the cart was sticking on the way out. On cold tyres, I found the cart bounced across the track and it actually cost you time. But now with the tyres a little bit warmer, it worked. So through here, we still have at least a couple more laps to go. Chasing down cart 8 in front, he's trying to shove the cart on the way out of the corner. If you lost a little bit of momentum there, it really cost you. So I throw it down the inside to try and find my way through. I'm trying to
get 3 seconds in front of Paul now.
And you can see I still thought I had a penalty earlier on, and that's what I was thinking about. But locked on the cart in front, I was also hoping that Paul could get by the cart behind me, so we both got into this B final. And we are gaining here. Starting to control the brakes into that section. I definitely pull up to the back of cart 2 through there.
Right, come on.
But we were out of time here as we take the checkered flag.
That was so bad. It couldn't have gone much worse, I don't think, at the start. Oh, wow. You didn't need to wave me through.
I knew I couldn't unlock him. So I thought I'd give you a go.
Well, you didn't know that I had a penalty.
Did you?
I didn't get a penalty in the end. Did you see my calamitous race?
We were all stood right here, actually.
As soon as you found out I was cheering.
We all saw you nearly throw that away.
Yeah.
You got it in the end.
For the first couple of laps, every decision I made inside or outside was the wrong one. And then I got in a bad situation where there was like one guy who was kind of front of the train, and I was trying to avoid it down here, tried to avoid a crash to go around the outside. And
As soon as you found out, I was like,
We just saw you spin on your own. That's what we're going to say. But
Okay,
But you had it in the bag, and then but you got back though. Thankfully, that red flag rescued you.
in my helmet, I was like, I've missed the B final. I'm not posting a video. I don't even care. I'm not doing it. And then I think
Now
I
you've
did
got a
make
redemption arc. Now you can win the next one.
So that was my plan for this next race, but before that we had the A pre-final And these were the guys heading through this bottom corner. Alex Van Gien, they're out racing as well. He'll also be uploading a video of this event. But it was really interesting. Paul Hanley and Spanners having a bit of an argument. I think there was a few bumps to the rear and Spanners wasn't too happy about that. But a good race overall, with Brad sitting in second to Perico Karting actually leading. Again, I think we'll be uploading a video of this race.
Go on, Spanners!
Did you get footage of me in my kerfuffle?
Oh yeah, I did.
hitting me.
Yeah, I know.
I was so slow though. I had no pickup on the.
And Spanners really was not happy, but we're going to jump straight into our second race, the B final, and 4 lights on. And we're going to get going. Green lights with following number 16. We've got Zach in front of us. We can't merge until that cone. And now we're going to turn into turn 1. David Pope sneaks up the inside. Not much we can do about that, but we're going to try and follow up the inside of 16 to try and get him back. But around this top corner, you're really about to see some carnage. A driver spins just ahead and everyone tries to dive to the inside, and it's really, really clumsy. I lose all momentum through there. And actually, we lose that position. You're going to see it here again from the outside. That driver gets spun around and everyone is trying to find their way around them, and that was really tricky. So we're on the back foot in the first lap of this race. So it's about trying to find some momentum and catch the guys in front. We've got Zach in front of us. He is going to be our main target for this race. And he's trying to find his way up the inside. Throws it up, locks it up the inside. A little bit of argy-bargy. So I try up the inside of this second to last hairpin. But it's just not the right run. So into turn 1, just checking behind me, making sure we don't let anyone by. So going a little bit defensive. We have to avoid 16 there. He signals ahead. Now, this is tricky because he's thrown a couple of moves and not really looking like he's catching the guys ahead. So, yeah, we're trying to figure out what to do there. So I do stick it up the inside. I decide to not partake in his working together he's suggesting. But he does have the inside through this left-hander, so there's no way through there. And we are really into a battle here. Still at the back of this grid, second from last, I believe, having to try and find our way through. And this racetrack really does have some choke points where it's hard to get momentum and go round people. Zach is going to look up the inside, try the outside, lose the rear a little bit, but I have to leave him space. Maybe looking back, I could have closed up on him. He was already sideways and wide, but he's going to throw it up the inside. We try a cutback, but again, this hairpin just does not allow it. So he manages to hold on to the place after what was a fairly significant mistake there. But just trying to find our way round, look at it from the outside as we're all trying to follow through. I cannot find any way round Zach at this moment. Jumping ahead a couple of laps, he has really closed up on the guy in front. He's trying to find a way through, sneaking up the inside. And can we capitalise on this? I'm going to try and follow him through up the inside. But again, it's inside, but we do manage to go all the way around the outside there. I think that was quite an unusual move today, because that track really does not favour you going all the way around the outside, but because it was so pinched up, we managed to do so. Throwing it over the curb there. Sometimes I could get it to stick. Once the tyres were warm, I think that line was good, but when they were cold, it really wasn't. So now we're back in this mission of trying to find a way around Zach, number 16 in front, bumping him through here. Again, I've got excess momentum, but as soon as you push him, you lose all of it. You kind of give all your momentum to the driver in front. Now, he does hit a cone there. That is a 5-second penalty to the driver in front. So at this point, I really was happy with that. But as we go past the start line a couple more times, it seems that Marshall hasn't seen it and he doesn't get a penalty for it. You can see there it all got choked up, so maybe it was even in the end. But anyway, there's sometimes that penalty really did leave you with no way of getting around the cone without hitting it, if there was someone on the inside or whatever. So here the guys up in front having a battle. Again, David Pope trying to find his way around, and I'm going to try up the inside, which then becomes the outside, so we do lose out. So we've got a car between us and Zach now. Number 9 also getting involved in this battle, and we're going to try and find our way around him, trying to not lose ground to Zach and find our way up the grid. This was starting to get really frustrating, this race. I do feel I had extra pace, but we have got an opening here. We're going to look up the inside onto this back corner, and then move safely made. I think he did just slightly load the rear there. so the obligatory hand goes in the air. But Zach does lose the rear a little bit. I was finding I had a lot of pace through that corner. but I just couldn't capitalise. I looked up the inside, he had to defend it, slightly blocking, and did lose the rear. Looking back at this, I do think it was a little bit of blocking. He dived right to the inside. I was having a look up the inside and he took the line away. But anyway, we race on. So, trying to crack on with this race. I was just trying to find any other opportunity where I was faster, and actually I was starting to find some speed into that bottom corner. But this time we got a yellow flag, so we have to back out of the move. I was trying to really close up once the flag went green. And I do think we've got a good run here, so I'm going to have a look up the inside, but he just manages to close it off. I can't quite get alongside. A little bit of contact there, but no harm doing. Again, we try and go again and find any way around this guy. So as we come around this left-hand, I was starting to find this line on the inside, and it's throwing it up on the curb. But as long as you had the cart rotated before you hit the curb, it worked out quite nicely. So on the brakes into this bottom corner, again I was finding I had a little bit more momentum through there. As Zach just slightly hits the inside, again we've got a run. Can we do anything about it this time? I really have a look up the inside, throw it down the inside, but I can't quite take away all the space. He's still alongside, and just as I pinch him, he throws it back up the inside as well. I think that was a bit of 50-50, but we have lost out to David Pope. Again, number 9, he's going to have a look up the inside of Zach. These two get closed up, and I find the inside. Do manage to grab the inside line before this bottom right-hand corner, so we do have this move made. Again, we're back in this same position, trying to find any way around. The group in front are way ahead, so there's no catching them. Again, he makes that same mistake, and I end up donating all of my momentum to him. And now we're on the back foot. David Pope is going to try and find a way around, but not quite this time. Again, a little bit sideways. I wonder if I was overheating my rear tyres looking back at this. I was really struggling to keep it tidy. Again, we have managed to get through there nice and tidy, but again, end up bumping the cart in front. So there really was nothing we could do. I was trying to find any last-ditch way I could get around him, and I didn't realise, but this was the final lap. I have a look, but it's just not quite going to happen. But I will say, this track really is great, and love these new karts. And thanks very much to Brad for inviting us. That was a good race, but it was one of those where it's incredibly frustrating. So tough. So as we finished our race, it was then going to be the A final. So Brad is getting ready to go out for that. And you're going to have to watch any one of the many content creators that are in this race. We've got Brad Walmid, Perico Karting, Alex Van Geen, and many others you can watch videos from. Thank you very much for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.